Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a fantastic day. We've got the shades on today, we've got the HODL t-shirt. I don't know how well you guys can see that. I'm not actually this hench by the way guys. This t-shirt is just 2 years old and I've put on a bit of weight since then, so it's quite tight. But today we're going to be jumping into Cardano, and in yesterday's video we're going to be going over a number of things in this video. We're of course going to look at the price, we're going to look at where we're at in our kind of longer roadmap. We're going to look at Bitcoin, of course, it's the driver of value in the space. We're going to look at coming into September, what's likely to happen. We're going to be looking at where we are in regards to the Alonzo hard fork. You know, we're going to have there's an update going on. The Cardano 360 event is going on right now. I'm going to watch that later and update you some more on that tomorrow. But things are looking great, guys. Despite the sell-off that we're currently going through, which we did say was coming yesterday. You know, this video says Cardano ADA, more downside to come, amazing buying opportunity. And that's exactly what this is. This video was met with quite a lot of hate. You know, I had everything thrown at me yesterday from people saying I was trying to manipulate the markets, which I didn't know whether to be flattered with or insulted. But ultimately, guys, on this channel, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to tell you what I think you want to hear. There are many, many other YouTube channels out there that will do that. This YouTube channel will not do that. Honesty is the best policy. And ultimately, guys, nobody wants you to win as badly as me. And that is the truth. You know, cryptocurrencies have changed my life, and I believe they can do the same for many of you out there. And that's the real message that I want to portray, because the price of Cardano doesn't give me any satisfaction, you guys losing money. If the price sells off, for me, it's just a buying opportunity. And we're going to talk about that in this video. So one question, and I'm going to play this video and then we're going to get into everything. And we're going to be answering, is it done? Is this pullback done? I'm going to tell you straight away, I actually think there's a little bit more downside to come. But ultimately, this is absolutely healthy and is setting up, you know, history is repeating today. And I think it's going to continue. And that's actually a good thing. So I'm going to play you this video showing you what we said was going to happen yesterday, show you the charts, show that it actually happened. And then I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, in my opinion, moving forwards.
How many times do I want to say happen in one sentence? I think the more likelihood is that this acts as a bit of resistance. You perhaps sell off to this 50 MA, which would also coincide perfectly with your previous local high, because we've not really seen a good retest. This has been a magnificent run, by the way, guys. So, you know, essentially from there to here took place in a month. So you could have nearly, if you put $1,000 in, you could be walking away with $3. If you put $10,000 in, you could be walking away with $30,000. If you put $100,000 in, you could be working away with $300,000 in the space of a month. It's done a lot in a little amount of time, and pullbacks along the way are part of it.
So that was yesterday's video, which was met. It was one of my most disliked videos, and it was just simply because people didn't like the fact that I was saying the price of Cardano was going to go down. They'd much rather I had fabricated something and essentially lied to them, which we're not going to do on this channel, guys. So where are we now? Well, look at what happened, guys. This did indeed act as resistance. You sold off to this EMA, and you know, you're kind of holding yourself there. And I actually think there's a little bit more downside to come. I think there's a possibility of a bit of a relief rally, but ultimately, you know, if we do get a relief rally from here, you have a head and shoulders setting up, which would have a downside target to somewhere like here. Now, I don't necessarily think that that's going to happen. But one thing, you know, when I'm talking about the markets and the direction I think they're going, ultimately, I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. And Bitcoin, this is the daily time frame. I really do think that Bitcoin, you know, you have this bullish cross here. I really do think that Bitcoin needs to kind of sell off a little bit more. You know, we're targeting the sort of 45 to 45 range. So roundabout in here, I think Bitcoin could come down to before we set up for more continuation. And this is healthy, guys. The bull market, this is why I've got the HODL t-shirt on, because this is how you win in the crypto space, by being a hodler. Do you guys know, I've been traveling today, that's why the video's out a little bit later, and I spent the entire 5-hour journey listening to multiple podcasts on the crypto space. And do you know that out of the top 100 hedge funds on the Fortune 500 exchange, 10 of those own crypto, and this is going to increase. The adoption is going to increase, and crypto, in retrospect, at $2 trillion, we might have just sold a little below it, is very, very small, and everything's going to continue. And what you're seeing right now is just a bit of a pullback after a pretty amazing run. And I would actually like to see a little bit more downside here before setting up for more continuation. And essentially, that's what I think is going to happen. I think you could have a bit of a relief rally, but this more than likely now is going to act as a bit of resistance, and then you're going to perhaps see continuation from wherever we kind of land. Where exactly that will be, I'm not sure, but what you want to do, guys, is come to the charts and target previous swing highs, because this would be your first line of support. You can see there's support here that was previously resistance, and if you fall below that, you want to go to your next one, which would be round about here. And if you continue to fall them, much the same way as on the way up, we worked our way out of this, and we kind of were support and resistance trading on the way up. You're going to do the same on the way down. But ultimately, you're going to get to a point where you're going to base out and you're going to continue on in this bull run. Now, why is that? Now, we talk about Elliott wave theory a lot. We still, by the way, guys, believe that you're in a cup and handle pattern right now. And it looks more like this. And I'm going to show you that in a second. This was the kind of basic one that we went over on the channel to kind of predict the run that we got. But ultimately, guys, this looks more like the one that you're in today. Let me just show you that very, very quickly, because there's still an upside target, by the way, for this of round about $4. And that's going to coincide perfectly with the Alonzo hardfoot, perfectly with our Elliott wave theory, perfectly with our RSI, etc., etc., and Bitcoin, of course. So this is the structure that you're in today, guys. And you're still in, that's the wrong one, your cup and handle structure that still has the upside target. And can you see where you are here, guys? And where you are here? You have a sell-off before then continuation. This is where you are, guys, and we've been right so far. You know, trust is a huge thing, you know, and it's, I think people are so, like, people calling for me manipulating the markets, because there's no way I could possibly have known that, even though I've spent 4 years of blood, sweat and tears in this market, learning about it, to be on here regurgitating what I've learned. People, we live in a world where, you know, there's not really trust anymore. And that's on this channel, guys, and I'm going to stress this again. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I see, and I'm never going to willingly mislead you. And ultimately, I knew full well that saying yesterday the market was going to sell off would have some people being negative. I don't care. If you want to go and get, if you want to go and subscribe to a channel that just wants to lie to you and feed you nonsense and just tell you that the price is going to go up continuously, by all means go and do that. But I want to actually help people with this channel. That was the goal from the outset. Like I say, cryptos have changed my life, and I think they can do the same thing for you. So I actually think there's more downside. I think you could see a bit of a relief rally around about here, much the same as you did over here. But this would potentially set up, and this is all rough, at head and shoulders that could see a downside target, you know, to these kind of levels here. And this would just set up for more continuation and would look very, very similar to this, guys. And this is all healthy. And this coincides. You guys know we've mapped out this Elliott wave theory. We've still got the upside target. You're here in terms of your Elliott wave theory, guys. You've just made that first impulse. Can you see how you come up past your previous local high, previous local high, previous local high? And essentially, every single time after that initial run, you get met with an area of kind of selling and capitulation. And what this does is it allows your EMAs to creep up. You can see your EMAs each and every time. This is the weekly, sorry, I'll show you on the daily. You're about to form this big bullish crosshair, which would coincide with more upside, which would coincide with, you know, you're here, you're coming into your EMAs before continuation. I hope you guys can see this and I'm being clear. I had a really long journey today, guys, so I couldn't get the video out at 6, so it's a little bit later today. But ultimately, can you see this? You're just here. Everything is healthy. Everything looks good, and we're setting up for more continuation. And I do think Bitcoin is going to continue to sell off a little bit more to round about this level here, round about anywhere from sort of 43 to sort of 47,000 before we then get continuation. You've done a lot in a little bit of time, guys, and you need to account for that. And going into September, which we've spoken about in a number of occasions, you know, September here, September here, September here, September here. And if we go back to 2013's bull run, this is September here. And it's actually looking quite similar to 2013's bull run. You come up, you have this big run, you sell off, you come in, September's here, before coming out the other side of it in continuation. And that's really what we're actually, this is kind of the blueprint for what we think this year looks like. You're not quite out of your sell-off yet. Coming into September, might have a bit of a dip before we then get that parabolic mania in a 2017 and 2013 style. And everything, wow, what a draw. Everything looks hunky-dory to me, guys. I don't know why people are worrying. I don't know why when I say the price is going to go down, people get upset. Because it actually offers an amazing buying opportunity. I've been in crypto for so long now that I get more excited when the price goes down than when it goes up. Because it allows me, it's like a sale. You know, I can go and pick up altcoins for a cheaper rate than what I perhaps would have. And it also offers a great entry point for more continuation. I believe in this technology and what it's going to do for the world. And the price is really an inaccurate... Please pay attention to what I'm about to say now, guys. The price of these cryptos is an inaccurate representation of the true value. Why am I saying that? Well, if you understand markets and what we're looking at here, we're looking at a very small amount of the circulating supply of Cardano being traded, and we're equating the price to that. So when we had this 70% or 60%, 61 was it, percent sell-off? Yeah, 61% sell-off. Doesn't mean that 61% of the overall supply was sold, just the liquid on-exchange supply was sold to that magnitude. There was more sell pressure than there was buy pressure. It doesn't mean, you know, price is a bit of an unfair, it's a bit of a poor way of measuring things up, you know, and ultimately that's a real concept that people need to grasp. So that's really where we're at with the price, guys. You know, look at this. You could see a bit of a relief rally here, but if this acts as resistance, expect more downside before continuation. The upside to that, that's the bias that I'm more leaning towards. Now, I could be wrong, and happy days for all of us if it continues. But ultimately, you know, the way that I'm wrong is if you come up, you take this high, and you do your support and resistance flip again, and you continue on, or you come up, you come down a bit, and you continue. That would be great. There's nothing wrong with that. But to me right now, given, you know, what September typically is, and I only think it's going to be the very start of September where, you know, things start to recover, you know, very early into September as we've started the sell-off a little bit more early than we typically would have. You know, we're still anticipating this cup and handle structure to play out, which gives us our, that's not the right one. Okay, I'll delete the right one. The kind of $4 price range, which ties in very nicely with the Alonzo hard fork. Now, in regards to news, we know we've got the 360 event going on right now, which I'll update you on tomorrow. Things look great is essentially what they're saying in regards to the Alonzo hard fork and the run up to it. You know, you've got the final testnet on the 1st of September. All being well with that, and there's no serious bugs. I think even if there was some minor bugs, they would still move on with it. All being well with that, you're going to get the hard fork, and we know what this is going to do for the crypto space. You're going to see fireworks. You're going to see, you're essentially going to see, you know, an entire ecosystem and the demand for Cardano really, you know, kick in at that point because it's going to become very used. They launched on Japan, ADA launching on Japan in 10 minutes. This was yesterday. I've been waiting a very long time for this. Congratulations and thanks to the community. It didn't really do a lot. It doesn't tend to work like that. That actually could, the run up to that could have been a buy the rumor and sell the news sort of thing in regards to that. And what DC Sparks are doing right now, guys, is something we're going to update you on in more detail. We're going to be following this project very, very interesting because you know, I follow POLKADOT a lot. I'm also in POLKADOT as well as Cardano. And POLKADOT, Gavin Wood's been quoted for saying, you know, the future of crypto is interoperability. They fell out. Him and Vitalik fell out because essentially they were coming up with Ethereum 2 and how they were going to tackle it. And Gavin said we want interoperability, and Vitalik kind of disagreed with him. So they, of course, Gavin went off and made POLKADOT and Ethereum. Vitalik's still working on Ethereum. But the world of crypto is going to be interoperability, guys. It's not going to be maximalism. We're seeing Bitcoin. I'm not certain. I think Bitcoin maximalism is rather stupid, actually, to be quite honest with you. I know that might offend some of you, but like I've said on this channel, I'm going to just tell you what I see and not what I think you want to hear. And we're seeing that there's a moving away from Bitcoin. We know that with the dominance. And as the space grows, we're going to see that trend continue. And we're really moving into an interoperable world, and this is part of it. You know, DC Sparks are essentially going to run a sidechain protocol which is going to essentially allow smart contracts on Ethereum actually on Cardano, which is very, very interesting. It's going to be a lot more scalable than Ethereum currently is if they get it out before ETH2. But it's very interesting, guys. So this was just really an update. Everything looks fine. You know, you're here in regards to your 8-wave theory, and you've still got this to come. And it'll be more probably similar to your 2-wave. We've still got those price predictions of $7.50 to $10 because ultimately we're expecting a parabolic end to the year that we typically get within bull markets. And everything looks fine. You're just having a bit of a pullback, guys. And please leave your emotions at the door as an investor. You will not last very long in the crypto space if you're an emotional person, because this is an emotional roller coaster. Anybody that told you investing in cryptocurrencies was an easy thing to do. Had no idea. It's probably one of the hardest asset classes to invest in, but it offers the highest rewards, and that's really why we're all here, I think. So that's really all I have for you guys. I just wanted to update you. Sorry the video is a little bit later than usual. It's just we've been traveling. Gives me some good time to kind of look at or listen to podcasts and catch up on some news, etc., etc. Very interesting things that I was listening to that I'll share with you on another video. So that's really it, guys. You know, you got the Cardano 360 event. Go and give that a watch after this, or go and wait for the Cardano 360 mini event. I find that's quite compact and useful. It's usually about 10 minutes long. The Japanese exchange is now live. DC Sparks are doing some very interesting things. And ultimately, guys, we are anticipating a bit of downside. So something similar to this is perhaps what I'm anticipating. And you could, I don't think you're going to go anywhere near below $2. I just think you're going to have a bit of a pullback. And in fact, I would maybe say round about here could be potential. I don't think you're going to have too much of a severe pullback. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. I could be wrong. Things could continue from here and you could bounce off this perfectly. But ultimately, you know, I do think coming into September, certainly the early start of September, end of this month, you're going to see a little bit more easing off. You might see a bit of a relief rally here. But ultimately, you need to take out this high here and then this one, hold them as support to really see more continuation. So that's where we're at, guys. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. I hope you've all had a fantastic day. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you, hopefully, in the next YouTube video. If you're not subscribed to my Twitter, guys, head over to @RealAllInCrypto. We post more regular updates on there. You know, I can, if I think anything major is going to happen, I can sort of get in touch with you easily, more accessibly on there. All I have for you guys, I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Hopefully, I will see you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, and the channel is now at 20k subscribers. So thank you very much for getting me there, guys. Super happy and excited to be on this journey with each and every one of you, even the haters that turn up every day. I don't understand why they do that. Plenty of other channels out there you can go and watch, guys. If this channel isn't for you, you know, you've put out negative energy into the universe, you will get it back. I can promise you of that. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next YouTube.